In my book, Logically Fallacious, I actually have a section on, I believe it's a top 25 most common fallacies. In sort of like language learning in a sense. Like when we learn a language, there's a good idea to learn the top 80% of all the words used in the language, and you master that, and then you're in a good spot. Similarly, with logical fallacies, there are hundreds of them and maybe even thousands if you go into like variations and unnamed fallacies. But if you learn like 25, you're going to know virtually, I would guess, closer to 90% of the fallacies used, because a lot of the main fallacies, they have variations that do have their own names, but they're just slightly different for slightly different reasons. Like one, I'll give you one example. One is the appeal to authority. This is a big one. You see this a lot. Like somebody will say, "Well, this person, a doctor, whomever, who has been studying uh, vaccines all his life, says that vaccines cause autism. Therefore, it's true." Now, that sounds impressive. Again, that's what fallacies are. They're kind of like tricks. They trick your mind in thinking like, "Oh, this doctor who's a certified MD who studies vaccines all his life says that vaccines cause autism. So therefore, that it must be true, right?" Well, no, because that's not how science works. Science doesn't work with one person's opinion. What's important is what does the literature say in general? What do all of the studies, what do all of the researchers, basically what does the accumulation of all of the doctors that study vaccines together, what did they kind of come up with? What is the overall picture? That's what's most important when it comes to science, not the opinion of one. But we hear this all the time, and that's what's referred to as the appeal to authority.